This is Lawrence D. Adams, and here's another video. So today I want to talk about vetting and challenging a woman. So in this space and many conversations that take place with men and women, men talk about vetting a woman, but many times they get the challenge and the vetting a woman mixed up. So I just want to bring some clarity to it. So when you vet someone, you're seeing they're qualified for a particular position. So if you're qualifying them, you're seeing, did they do this? Do they have this credentials? Are they meeting this standard? And so on. The problem is a lot of guys in this space don't vet the women that come in their life, and they just want the woman to come in their life. They allow women just to come in their life just right off the bat. They have no kind of way of vetting her or asking certain questions, seeing she qualified to be in his life. See, when you're high standard, or if you have a standard for your life, you just don't allow any woman, actually anybody, just to come in your life. You always fact check, research, and see if it's worth your time and investment. Most guys don't do that because they're thinking with their lower nature, and I have to admit I've done it too. And I made grave mistakes in the past when I did do that. But when I began to actually vet a woman without her knowing, guess what happens? There's a better chance of seeing, does she fit in my life? But this would never ever work if you do not know what you want in a woman. You can't vet something that you don't know you want. You know what I mean? So let's break it down. Say you don't know what you want, but you start vetting a woman. But how can you vet someone based on what standard or what procedures or anything that you're looking for? You have to have concrete in your mind, written down, what do you want from a woman? Most guys don't do that. They just accept any woman to come along because they just want the box, or whatever you want to call it. But when you become past that point and you realize that you want more than just a box, you want someone with character, you want someone that fits you. You might not want this body type. You might want that body type. But you got to find out what's good for you, not for everybody else. So then you vet from that premise. But most guys do not vet correctly. They vet incorrectly. They vet from a point of what everyone in society says is acceptable. Because either you're young and you don't know what you want, or you're afraid to ask what you want or believe that you can get what you want. But once you're clear on what you want in life and what you want, say, out of a woman, because that's what we're talking about here, you begin to eliminate people and women out of your life that don't fit what you want because you have vetted them. So it's important that you first do the first steps first. Know exactly what you want from a woman, inside of the woman, and also what she can expect from you. You can't be vetting somebody and she don't know what she's going to get from you. That's asinine. She need to know up front, this is what it is. This is what you're going to get from me. This is how I'm going to treat you. Because you want it to be a win-win situation. But you have to be the one who starts the process of saying, this is the way it needs to go. And I think a lot of guys don't do that. And then they're complaining because they didn't properly vet a woman. And this vetting process, it's not just a one-time thing. It's something that you do for each stage. Okay, we made it to 6 months. This is the progress where we're at. You just something you may verbalize with her, or something that you do on your own or internally, like, okay, we went this point. Now I can take you to this. We're ready to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, okay, now we in past these months and this has happened. Now we ready to go to, we can talk about exclusive, or then we can talk about next level. Okay, I vetted you. Now we go into the next level where now we can be, okay, you're my fiance. Then we pass that point. Oh, you drop back down. I hope you were just there, but guess I'm about to drop you back down. Now you're back to girlfriend level. So you have to realize you have to vet. Now, the other side of this I want to bring up, because a lot of guys miss this. I said vetting and challenging. So what I mean by challenging a woman, that doesn't mean that you have her running through obstacles and things like that, like in an obstacle course, but it means you challenge her to be a better version of herself, and you challenge her in the relationship. That does not mean you being mean or, for lack of terms, being an asshole. No, it means that you challenge her. If you talk to women, and I can only say this from experience, every woman wants to be challenged. And I mean by challenge, she wants to say that she doesn't feel that you are easy. She wants to know that she put some skin in the game. See, only time you realize that when women and people in general, when they have skin in the game, they're more invested into the process. So a lot of times you haven't set up your protocols to actually vet a woman, or not vet a woman, but actually challenge a woman. And because you haven't did that, she becomes bored and disinterested because she has nothing that she's working towards. She has nothing that she's working towards. You always got to have something that you have the woman is working towards. If not, someone else is going to give it to her, or she's going to become bored and leave or become chaotic. So that's just the extremes of it, but you always got to be challenging a woman on some degree. Challenging her. I know I have to use that word because I want your logical mind to understand it. Okay, you did that? Oh, okay. So this goes hand in hand with vetting a woman. Now you done vetted her, you done examined whether she qualified for a position because you took her through some challenges. Challenges we think of as negative. Challenges are not negatives, they're actually positive. It's only what you put on the word and how you perceive it. So a challenge is not negative. It can be positive. We all have challenges in life. It's all in how we perceive them. So you got to do something. You got to always keep her on her toes. That means you got to be thinking. You can't be too far going into your emotions. You got to always challenge her, keep her on her toes. Why she think you're going left, you already went right and you made her already ready to turn. I hear you, some of you guys. I don't got to do all for that for no woman. I ain't doing all like that. That is, no one's teaching you how to maintain a relationship. I'm giving you the cheat code on how to maintain a relationship. Not just get the P and that's it. I'm telling you how to choose quality women that's best for you, then maintaining the relationship. You cannot be, we should know this, you cannot be predictable, and that she knows you have to have some sense of mystery about you. That's just basic. But on the other side, you have to challenge her. You have to challenge the woman. Women, every woman I've talked to, when I had my radio show that was open to men and women, majority of women said they like to be challenged. But guess what? Most of you guys do not want to challenge a woman because you're afraid that she's going to leave or that there's not another woman's going to come along. I'm sharing too much on here. Hey, you guys need to make sure you get that audio book, The Power of Believing Yourself and The Secret Invisible Crown. I do have a course, but I need to clean it up before I bring it back out for you guys. Finding you and me. And that's a powerful thing because you get to understand how the dynamic of how the woman actually comes out of you. But we're not going to go in there. But I want to make sure you got this thing. The vetting is seeing if somebody's qualified for a position. Challenging is when you have different things inside a relationship that you challenge the woman in to keep her engaged. You got to keep the woman engaged. If not, she's going to come disengaged and you wonder why she's leaving or because you're too easy. Maybe you're too accessible. You have to challenge the woman. So, in saying all of this, please understand the difference between vetting and challenging. You need to do both all the time. She needs to be vetted for every position that she has in your life, but she also needs to be challenged to maintain the relationship. Challenge is not a negative word. So it's a positive word. I'm using challenge because challenge is something that we can all understand and can relate to. But you got to do that for her. She will appreciate it. You need to keep her mind engaged inside and around you, because remember, she's in your world. She's in your world, and how you want your world to be is how you are going to have to express it. That's going to come down to communication and telling her how it is. You may have to remind her. You have to make the reminder that, you know what, that right there, that didn't do it for me. Hey, got to get better. We got to get better. You got to do better than that. I just expect more. Women can respect you more. You upfront and tell her how it is. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am out. Hit the like button, share it with a friend, and watch the next video after this. And I'm out.